Okay, so we have to talk about something that you might have not thought about before, and it might just be quite literally the thing that is holding you back. And it's such a simple question, it's such a simple thing, but we usually never think about it. And honestly, I don't really see that many people online talking about it as well. So let's actually dive into it. If this video found you, and if you're like most people, you probably want something in life. For this video, usually my content is for creatives and artists and dreamers and magical, whimsical people. But in this video, what we're going to be talking about literally applies to almost everything. You don't have to be a creative at all to benefit from this. Okay, so let's get right into it. What do you want? And just take the first thing that comes to mind. That's what we're gonna work with right now. It might literally be anything, but just choose what is most pressing right now. Like, what do you truly want? What is something you can't stop thinking about night and day and you just wanted so badly? Maybe it's something you've worked on for such a long time and you've been doing it all. You've been doing the manifestation, you've been doing the healing work, the reading the books, listening to the podcast, whatever it might be. You've done it all. That's how bad you want it. So whatever this thing might be, it may be a career goal, maybe you've been struggling with a specific health thing for a while now, and all you want is to be healed. You just want it really badly, which is beautiful, which is great. I truly believe desire is one of the most beautiful and important things in life. It teaches us so much about ourselves. And even though there's a lot of discourse about desire, I think it is a good thing. It shows us where we want to go and what we want. But now, let me hold your hand while I say this. Because what if there's a very good reason why the thing that you so badly want is not yet happening or is not yet coming into your life? This is going to be a really short video because, to be honest, the thing that I'm about to say is really simple and there's not much that I can say after I've said what I've said. Because the question that I'm about to say is so simple, and even though I've known it for years, I still sometimes find myself wanting something so badly and being frustrated on why I'm not getting it. And then I remember that question and I sit with the question and then suddenly everything changes. That's how freaking powerful this question is. So think about the thing that you want. You probably want a lot of things. Trust me, me too. Me too. So I'm gonna give you a scenario. You are sitting here right now or laying, watching this video, whatever it might be, and there's a knock on the door. A magical fairy comes to you, or whatever it might be. And this fairy, or whatever you want to call it, comes to you and on a silver platter hands you that thing, and you know for a fact that it is now yours. Just take that in for a moment, and I want you to truly feel it in your body. I know you're probably a person who can tap into their imagination quite well, so just truly feel this for a moment. Like, what if this were to happen right now? The first thing that you probably feel is excitement. You probably feel really freaking excited. You're probably like, what? This would be awesome. This would feel great. I would love this. This is all I've ever wanted. But stick with me. Stick with me for a moment. Because the thing is, our brain and our minds, our beautiful, beautiful brains and minds, they're quite bad at predicting future reality. Our brain loves to daydream. Our brain loves to think about how specific things might feel in the future. There have been quite a few studies on how we predict things in the future to make us feel. And most people predict that the things that we so badly want, for example, the promotion, the money, whatever it might be, we predict that that thing will be the best thing in the entire world. It's instant gratification that we get, instant dopamine. We think about, oh, you get the keys to that house or that money or that follower boost, and it's the best thing in the world. But stick with me here, and this is not the main thing yet. Most studies have shown that we actually usually miss the mark, and that when we actually get to the point of having those things, most of us are still happy, but it's much more grounded. And it's in most cases, not all of them, but in many cases, not that ecstatic feeling that we instantly get when we think about receiving that thing in the future. So with that knowledge, return to the scenario I just gave you. And you are in that scenario that most people, and probably you, have chased for months, years, whatever it might be, and you get it. And the thing is, that feeling is what you've chased all along. That has been your anchor, and that has pretty much been the only thing that is in your mind. And you might be like, okay, I get it. But now let's actually get into why that manifestation has not come true yet. Because what I just talked about, that dopamine thing you think about, that very dreamy vision that you have in your head, that you've kind of used as a finish line, this is the only thing that has been in your mind. But what if there's an entire part beneath that you haven't even thought about, that is subconsciously holding you back from receiving and holding the thing that you truly and desperately want so bad? So basically the question is, if you were to receive your dream reality, that thing that you want so badly, the health, the career, whatever it might be, and if you look beyond that dopamine, that gratification, those ecstatic feelings that you constantly think about and that you motivate yourself with, would you even be able to hold that thing that you want? And now the real question, is there a logical and actually really good reason why your subconscious is preventing you from receiving that thing that your conscious mind so badly wants? I'm gonna give you an example. So I really struggled with my health for years and years on end. And all I ever thought about was, I wanna be healthy. I want to have energy. There are so many things that I want to do. I want to travel. I want to reach all of my goals. Like, I kept thinking about those things. And I did all of the protocols. I did all of the healing. I went to all of the doctors. I did all of the things. And I was stuck for years. Until I asked myself the question, what if I were to be healthy now? Like literally now. A fairy came and I was completely and utterly healed, had so much energy, and I would be healthy. And at first, again, I felt that feeling of, wow, I would love that. I would travel, I would do all of those things. And then, and that is what you have to do, is I looked beyond and actually applied that daydream to reality. I had to intentionally step out of the daydream and actually ask myself how this actually would feel without romanticizing it. And what I noticed quite literally changed my life, because I noticed I was nowhere near ready to be healthy. And trust me, I know this sounds shocking and I know this might trigger some people, but stick with me. There was a reason why I could barely leave my bed, and I actually noticed that even though my conscious mind really wanted to go back to life, be healthy, my subconscious was protecting me in the best freaking way possible. Even if to my conscious mind, it did not make any sense. Another example, you might be someone who really wants to blow up online. It's like a very different example, but you want the 1,000,000 followers. You do want your YouTube videos to blow up. You want to be successful. It is all you quite literally want. And you work towards it and you do all of the manifestation stuff, but somehow it is still not happening. Or, and that's the big thing, you sabotage it when it does come. At the first sign of a video blowing up or anything happening, you retreat, you hide. That is what so many of us do. For example, we want the relationship, we want the thing, whatever, and then we sabotage it because we cannot hold it yet, or our subconscious still wants to protect us, because that's what the subconscious wants. All it wants to do is protect us. But back to the example, all you want to do is blow up online. But then you actually think about the reality and not just a daydream, and you actually notice that your subconscious is terrified, like genuinely terrified of getting canceled, people actually seeing you, people judging you. And this can come from the weirdest places in childhood, from your past experiences. It often quite literally comes from a root that is not even ours. It might be from our parents, grandparents, experiences that you may have never had, that your parents have never even told you about. And that's how deep your subconscious goes, all to keep you safe. And when we finally look into that reality, that beyond of just the daydream, that is when we finally do the real work. And when we finally do that work, you will see how effortlessly most things come to you. And then it doesn't feel so excruciating, and the things that you want just keep running and running, and that it's a constant chase. That is the real work you need to be doing. You have to stop living in the daydream and just the thinking of what it is that you want, and you actually have to look beyond and do the real work. Because the thing that you want, the future that you desire, it requires for you to be able to hold it. So whatever it is that you truly want, let's do another example. You really want a house. You obviously probably daydream, you do your little Pinterest boards, whatever it might be, but it seems like something in your life, your subconscious, is sabotaging that actually happening, or it just takes so long. It feels like such a push and pull. With most things, like I just mentioned before, it does feel like this, oh, you're about to get it, but then you're sabotaging, or then you are kind of retreating, or, oh, maybe I'm not ready, or like one step forward, two steps back. It's like this constant fight. It doesn't feel easy. And you keep thinking, why is this manifestation not working? Should I do another technique? What should I try? What is wrong with me? And the thing is, most of us actually then constantly work on the wrong things. We try to take in more knowledge, we do more journaling, and journaling is great. You can even journal about this. But we do all of the manifestation techniques and do all of that stuff when in reality, it can be more simple, even if it may not be easy, to actually work on those subconscious beliefs. Because the thing with those subconscious beliefs is that to our conscious mind, they may often not make sense. And that is where you need a lot of compassion. Because going back to my health story, I burnt out for a reason. I burnt out because I hustled. And even though my conscious mind really wanted to be healthy so I could figure things out, so I could do my stuff, so I could participate in life again, my subconscious was terrified that being healthy meant going back to hustling and doing something that was destroying my body in the first place. So often, our subconscious mind is entirely irrational, but there's one thing you can know for sure: it wants to protect you. Even if keeping you safe means not letting you step into your power. But that is where you need to sit with whatever is beneath it. Because trust me, it is often much more comfortable to do the manifestation practices than to actually look at your subconscious and to look beyond, because uncomfortable things may arise. There might be hurtful things. There might be experiences in the past or even from your child self that you have been neglecting or ignoring or running from. And those things are exactly the things you need to look at and sit with and often feel and to move through them to actually be able to receive and hold the thing that you so badly want. So what I want you to do now is that scenario that I just gave you, like a fairy, whatever it might be, coming to you and handing you whatever it is that you want. Or basically, let's say with a snip of a finger, you suddenly embody or have that thing that you want. Now, I actually want you to go through life, through reality, whatever it might be, and don't get frustrated with your subconscious. All it ever wants is the best for you, even if it isn't really the best for you, but it is doing its best. And as soon as you realize that and you apply this to everything that might come in the future, and you keep going back to this and reminding yourself of this, that is how you actually change your life. Because you have no idea how powerful it is to look beyond the surface in everything, not just in manifestation, in literally everything that you do. You cannot go through life and actually live a meaningful and important and big life by just staying on the surface. With whatever struggles you might have, whatever things that are holding you back, whatever blocks, you have to look beyond. And in most cases, it might get a little bit uncomfortable. Because if you're here, I know that you have this innate desire to live a big life, to step into your purpose, and to really live an authentic, great life. And that can only truly happen when we sit with what's beneath. So take that information and do with that information whatever you want. But if you try it out and step into that practice or that process with curiosity, and I promise you it's going to be worth it. So this was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, you can find everything in the notes down below. If you're here on YouTube, you can also check out the podcast on Spotify. It's down below. If you're on Spotify, you can check out my YouTube. You can find my website, a free inner magic activation, an oracle card deck that I have for free on my website. You can just pull a card. You can find my socials and anything that you may need. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, night, whatever time it may be, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.